What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Let's get the mic ready. We're here for a new episode of the Detroit Lions Madden 21 franchise mode as we stand before you in year 2, 3-1. An outstanding start to the season here for the Detroit Lions. I think the biggest thing about that 3-1 record is 2 of those 3 wins have come through the sim. The 1 loss has actually been on me so far. As we look forward to a nice little home stretch here, Week 5 against the winless football team. Week 6, we welcome Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. So obviously looking at this, we're going to play the game that we're most likely to gonna win, which is Washington, and then we'll see just how truly good this Detroit Lions team is in the sim, because if we could sim beat the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, maybe we're there. Maybe we've struck gold at the quarterback spot with the young rookie Spencer Rattler, which we already have achieved a dev trait scenario for the guy. He feels good. He looks good. He plays good. He plays like me, which is good. Occasionally you're gonna have some turnovers, but occasionally you're also gonna get some insanity, some plays of the week type stuff. And yeah, that's good for us. And as we enter this episode, we're not going to do a whole lot of housekeeping. There wasn't too much. We did kind of finish off with, should we make a trade for Trey Flowers? Is it worth not having that depth at edge rusher to acquire a 4th round pick from the Miami Dolphins? And there was definitely some people thought we should just make this trade, because we make this trade, there's going to be a couple more snaps going the way of our 2nd first round pick, the edge rusher out of USC, Drake Jackson. But right now we actually have him on the field at AC Milan. He already has 415 snaps. And we're 4 games in? So that's actually really, really good. He's getting on the field enough. So I personally kind of feel like, because we're not really going to get much in terms of salary cap or anything like that, probably just better to have Trey Flowers, because we do have an injury. If Aquara or Drake Jackson goes down or something like that, it's going to be probably more beneficial for our squad to have that depth of Trey Flowers there versus having an additional 4th round pick. So really, this is going to be like pretty much a heavy gameplay episode. Let's just get right into it, man. Week 5 against Washington to try to somehow be 4-1 entering that Week 6 game at home against Kansas City. If that's the tempo they're setting, 2 could play at that game. Let's hope that that first slant to O.J. Howard was just, a one-off. And they too have a young rookie quarterback. They got JT Daniels from Georgia out pulling the strings there, 3 for 3 to start this game. He's starting out hot. Get out of here. Good PBU. Jeff Okudah coming up 3rd and long. Let's go, man. We probably want to maybe start disguising a couple stuff, knowing that we're going up against a rookie QB. Maybe bait him into a bad decision. Oh, the pressure from Jackson. Oh my God, we got to get there. They must know. They remember each other. Both were at USC once upon a time. That's a good stand holding to a field goal. Ooh, that's a big old hole for Deandre Swift into football team territory. Boom. Slayton, who also knows a thing or two about carving up football team secondary. Man, Darius Slayton has been almost revolutionary to the offense since we made that trade to send Jared Goff to the Giants to get Mr. Slayton. To get also Danny Dimes, very valuable QB2. But let's go, man. Let's punch this. Let's finish this in. 2nd and goal. The strength of Washington is their front 7. Got a lot of playmakers there, but he just shrugs off the tackle from Bradley King. William Bradley King from Baylor. It ain't good enough to tackle Deandre Swift, especially meeting him in the hole like that. Touchdown. Yes, 36. We're in game 5, and that's the 6th rushing touchdown of the year for Deandre Swift. He's a bad man. Bad man. Okay. It's a good drive, man. We're not getting any pressure. That's what happens. You don't get pressure. Quarterback gets comfortable. For the toss play, and Jeff Okudah ain't having none of that. And they hit the slant tutty. Feels like this game might be a little bit of a shootout. And it's, first team to punt would be the first big disappointment of this game. But luckily, we don't have to do that with TJ Hawkinson wide open middle of the field. Ooh, couple cuts, couple unnecessary moves there, but enough to get the first down for Deandre Swift. Get with the legs. Let's get it with the legs. Would have liked to see Pearman there, or Slayton, whoever that was, get a little more blockage. But we'll take 8 yards from Spencer Rattler. Drive continues. Do we have that receipt from that slant they ran earlier? Because we're cashing it in. The There's that receipt. Throwing a potato right on their big old forehead because we gon' not lose shootouts. Don't lose shootouts. It's possible. Oh my God, we haven't even sniffed him yet. Oh, and there's the broken tackle. Haven't sniffed the QB. Gotta get home. That easy. Our defense sucks. That's just. There's only so many ways you can cut an onion before you start crying. Okay, there's only so many ways, and there's no way to cut our defense that doesn't make it so I'm depressed and I'm crying because they're so bad. They're so bad. Go another first down. Not like football. I mean, there's probably a reason why Washington was 0-4 coming into this game. Their defense not particularly good either, even though they do have a lot of talent there. But same as that, I mean, we have talent. I've spent all of our big investments on the defensive side of the ball. We made the trade for Ronnie Harrison. We signed Fred Warner to an astronomical amount of money. Brought in Mo Hurst, and I'm not seeing anything. So maybe it's just defense sucks in Madden 21. Unless you're using the linebacker trying to like cheese and abuse the playbooks. Oh, draped all over them. Deandre Swift still comes down with it. Dude. Can we challenge that? Is that going to be automatically challenged? Because there's no way. There's no way he wasn't down by contact. Thank you. Can we throw it to the running back? Ooh! Oh, that's... Whew. That's so dangerous at the back. How do you stop that when you're that good? He's taking it to another level. How's that? I'm going for it. That's not 4th and inches. We go for it because they're winless. Are you going to show respect to a team? You want to give them a pulse? They haven't won a game yet. This is all or nothing. This is almost like their Super Bowl. And just punting them the ball, giving them all that momentum. How many slants have they done? That's my counterpoint, all right? We're probably still behind Washington on the slants counter. Till they prove that they can stop Deandre Swift out of the backfield, it'd be kind of moronic not to try to keep going there, but there's nothing there. That was an outstanding stand with 8 yards to go. We got to bring out goggles. Just kick it. That's 8 yard, a little too rich for my blood. The points here ain't the worst thing in the world. Oh, he gone. Okay. You know, 4.55, whatever, 40, kind of showed up on display there. If that was Matt Breida, might have been gone. 3rd and long. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think we're going to have a turnover. I don't think we've had a game yet where we haven't had a turnover, Spencer Rattler, and today's going to be that day. All right, for whatever reason, when I control the middle linebacker in the red zone, the AI does really dumb decisions when they're the quarterback. Oh, they picked on me! We're changing pace back. Matt Breida brings us up to the red zone. Buck 60, Deandre Swift. Maybe we get him a second touchdown here. Washington's not going to let us score, but they can't do anything about it. It's just getting mauled. Run behind Rag now. Find a way maybe to get Sewell involved. And it's just Pancake City as Deandre Swift gets in for his second touchdown of the game. Most likely the final dagger to see this one out and to get our 4th win of the season. 2 guys there can't make a play. And in garbage time, just kind of close out the game here. Jamie Collins gets a nice little interception there. And in a game that kind of started out like a shootout, the better team, when the dust started to settle, started to pull ahead, and we move to 4-1. 40-28, the Detroit Lions. Spencer Rattler, we're cooking. today. Kudos to JT Daniels. This is another team in transition for Washington. You probably actually would maybe argue they had a little bit more talent on the roster, but JT Daniels was impressive as well. That interception was in garbage time for the most part. He was keeping up. He was keeping the football team in it. But Rattler, perfect QBR, 289 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns for Deandre Swift to go along with 5 catches, 76 yards and a touchdown. Surely he will be Offensive Player of the Week. Big game again for Darius Slayton. 5 catches, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hawkinson with 63. Defensively, 10 tackles. Ronnie Harrison had 1 sack from Mo Hurst, 1 interception from Jamie Collins. Again, still underwhelming to say the least for our Detroit Lions defense so far, but at least our offense has been moving the needle enough for us to be competitive and be one of the better teams so far through the first quarter of the regular season. The fallout from that Week 5 victory, as kind of expected, Deandre Swift is the Offensive Player of the Week. In the NFC, we have obviously well over 200 yards from scrimmage, 3 total touchdowns on the game, as takes his rightful place as hopefully a player. I mean, one more big game, hopefully in the sim against Kansas City, not a prolific run defense. Maybe we can have another dev trade scenario for Deandre Swift in season to potentially get him up to a superstar X factor. We do have some upgrade points here. 1 for QB7. Spencer Rattler. Let's just keep pumping these points into strong arm because that's really the style of quarterback that he is and the style of user that I am for a quarterback. Deandre Swift, get him up to an 83 overall, getting big time boost to his acceleration, ball carrier vision, and carrying to hopefully prevent more fumbles from happening. So we are now here hosting Patrick Mahomes, 3-2 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Slightly underwhelming, but there's no possible way you could sleep on the Kansas City Chiefs. They are pretty much impossible to beat. But you know what? As long as you're a team with some momentum, got a hot QB, we got a hot running back, we can score points. So as long as our offense can keep pace with their offense, we got a chance. We absolutely have a chance. And look at this, man. Through the first couple drives, we're trading tutties. 14-14, looking like a shootout. Which team's going to win? It turns into a shootout. You know, stylistically, the 2 quarterbacks you want. I think Spencer Rattler can just air the ball out as proven in Oklahoma, and Mahomes is freaking Mahomes. So we're 17-17 in the fourth quarter. Big stand there for the Kansas City Chiefs defense. But we have the ball. 3 minutes to go. Can we get a drive? No, we had to punt it back, so now it's on the onus on our defense to get a stop, and that's less than ideal. It's a close one. Closer than expected, and that's like one of those losses where it's like an assumed loss when you look at the schedule of the Lions, but the fact that we played them that close, we probably take something from this game as we fall 20-17. 3-game win streak is out the window. Looking to see really what happened. Again, low scoring game, no touchdowns. Our defense actually stood up and they made some plays here. The 1 interception for Rattler, a little bit of a killer. Couldn't run the ball particularly well. Rattler and Breida had the touchdowns. One thing we have noticed, though, from all of our sim games is that Deandre Swift does not sim very well. He's not, I don't know, for something in the algorithm, he does not really get good yards per carry. Does not break off big-time runs. Hawkinson had a nice one there. 5 catches, over 100 yards. No one else really got involved. They did a great job taking Darius Slayton out of things. He's been incredibly hot since he's landed here from the New York Giants. Defensively, 12 tackles and a sack from Fred Warner, 2 TFLs and a sack from Alim McNeil. No turnovers, nothing like that on the cards. And, yeah, played it close, but it's not horseshoes. So let's wrap this one up. 1-1 for the episode. We now are 4-2, still first place in the NFC North, ahead of the Bears, Vikings, and Packers. Ooh, Packers are bottom dwellers. We had a award winner here, Fred Warner. Nice, I like seeing that. Got himself an NFC Defensive Player of the Week there. 12 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble. Have to just also acknowledge who the Offensive Player of the Week is. Former franchise quarterback for the Detroit Lions, Matt Stafford, 4 touchdowns. And what was I? Assumed victory for the LA Rams. But, you know, you're not going to win them all. It would have been nice to beat Kansas City, but we played them close in the sim, which is still enough for me not to be overly critical, because definitely we probably on paper, especially how bad our defense plays, when at least I'm playing with them, like that's like a 40 bomb. Like if I was actually playing that game, there's no way Pat Mahomes wasn't going for at least 4 touchdowns on my ass. So played it close, happy to see that, and we're still ending the episode the way we started it, first place in the NFC North. So that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Kind of a big episode maybe next, because it is the final episode before the trade deadline. Don't know if there's any moves to be made. Don't know if any new offers have come in here for Trey Flowers. It's still pretty much Miami because, you know, trying to get ex-Belichick players is what all these ex-Belichick coaches kind of try to do. I really don't think there's any way that we will be moving him, but I don't know. We could get funky, could get weird, could try to make a trade before the deadline hits. Again, it's just you're looking at like, where would I want to get better? And I want to get better on the defensive side of the ball. Where else can we get better on the defensive side of the ball? And there's like, we don't have any trade pieces to get Ioannidis. And would that even really improve? Like our pass rush, he's more of a run stuffer, powerhouse type guy, and there's not a lot of edge rushers here. Preston Smith, a little too old for us to go out and get, and unless you want to try to develop Aaron Browning at Ohio State as an edge rusher, there's just nothing really there. Jordan Poyer's there, but again, more so from an age standpoint, wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to try to make a trade there. So I think we're just going to have to go through this learning curve and try to get through this slump user-wise on the defensive side of the ball until we can put it all together. And hey, right now, 4-2 for year 2 in a franchise with Detroit, given how much work that needed to be done. I'm not going to be overly critical. So we'll see you guys back on the next episode. It might be tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have some other content I got to start working on in the background. But again, very much appreciate all the love and support for this line series this late in the Madden cycle. I cannot wait for Madden 22. And I'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.